G'day, Steeler Nation. Welcome back to Steelers Nation Australia. Hair's getting way too long, man. Should I wear the hat or should I not? We'll find out right after this break. G'day, guys. Welcome back to Steelers Nation Australia. So, want to give a big shout out to everyone in the chat yesterday. Live chat, fantastic. So much fun. Jason from Mic Drop Sports, always a good time. Always getting on good podcasters who know Steelers football, who are from Pittsburgh. Shout out to Arsenal DB. Shout out to Matty Peverill. Shout out to Steelers Dynasty Podcast. Here we go show. Like we have like a real cool, little network of Steelers channels that go on each other's shows and stuff like that. Shout out to the Steelers Wade. If I forgot anyone, I do apologize. But it's a bit of fun talking football. And to be honest, my voice is cracking again. I don't know why. And recently, my voice has been up and down here and there. To be honest, with this Steelers stuff and OTAs, where I think in the second week, going to the third week, I was a bit not down the dumps, but I was a bit like not as keen at this point. But it's starting to ramp up because you go through the free agent cycle, you get all crazy, and you get Justin Fields, Russell Wilson all hyped up. The next minute's another low time. Then you wait for the draft, hyped up. Get all the good players like we got with Frazier, improve the O-line in Faletanu, and then you get a bit of low time again. Minicamp comes around, hyped up. Then the low time, back to OTAs. They're here for a few weeks, and you're all hyped up, and then a low time again. So, and same thing too, as what I do here on Steeler Nation Oz. I really do enjoy the content. I really do enjoy the community and stuff like that. But sometimes life gets in the way and it's a bit, complex. There's a lot happening. And you know what? Sometimes even in as a Steelers fan, sometimes too much, I know it's crazy to say, but too much Steelers stuff can be a bad thing sometimes. Like when it's just overall just tweets and videos and stuff like that. Sometimes you need to escape and get away. That's why I went away down to Sydney just for a weekend. And I guarantee you I'll probably go away before the season starts again, somewhere close for a day or two just to get my head right. Because after a while, we follow these blokes, right? We all follow the Steelers and we love them. But there's always so much content. And it can be, at some points, content overload. Even thinking about it now, I'm going to go into my topic, which was talking about Calvin Austin, right? That is my main topic for today. But you look around the internet, you look around what the Steelers are doing, and there's different things to talk about with Russell Wilson and Justin Fields and how they're going to play being quarterback. The Arthur Smith offense, what's going to happen there? And Troy Faletanu, is he playing right tackle? What's going to happen with Dan Moore? There's so many player storylines to follow with our team. That with Najee too, will have a good season. Will they? Hopefully, in my opinion, I want to see them sign Najee. Same with Frymouth. Can Frymouth have a big year too? And he's now getting a really good rapport with Russell Wilson. So there's a lot of storylines in the offense, a lot of storylines around the offense because of how bad it was last year. And I kept hoping that Kenny Pickett would do better and better and better and better. And then it happened. I just was trying to cheer him on the best I could. And I was wearing the black and gold goggles and for no real point because it didn't happen that way. Then I read a story saying that the Steelers have now failed. They failed Kenny Pickett. And it's like, well, it goes both ways. It's the coach. It's Kenny Pickett. The fan base was going after Matt Canada last year. That was kind of crazy to see. So I wish the success of Russell Wilson and this new OC to get things moving. And yesterday, too, they signed another tight end. The Steelers now have, 6 tight ends on the roster, which is insane. They're not all going to make the team. Frymouth, Washington, Haywood, Connor Haywood, Michael Pruitt, Rodney Williams, the team's guy, and the new guy, Isaiah Gathing. So six tight ends, and there's still this idea around other Steelers missing a receiver too. And here's a point what I want to get to. I should have got to 5 minutes ago in this video. But Calvin Austin is really, really starting to impress me. I legit just watched about 5 minutes ago, Steelers versus Raiders, 72-yard touchdown. He breaks the corner, went right past him, goes right past the safety, just runs a bloody straight line, see you later, straight line, speed, boom, 4.4 speed, and to the end zone. Kenny Pickett throws a 70 or 50-yard pass to Calvin Austin, and see you later. So Calvin Austin right now is really impressing me in the OTAs that I have seen. I mean, doing the drills, wearing the padding, the shorts at the moment. Going into his it's his second year, third year. I think someone can double check me. Second or third year. What I'll do it now. I can't believe I don't know. This is why I'm the best. One of the best shows on television. Calvin Austin. He's second year, right? Second year? No, third year. Is he third year? Stats. That's what's bad about it. I just don't know. Because he was with... No, it's his third year. Because that's right. He was injured the first year. That's right. He was injured the first year. He was drafted with George Pickens, got injured. Then last year he had... that's crazy. In 2023, he had 17 receptions, 180 yards, 10 average, 72 longest, 1 TD, 57 yards, 5.2 average. And also, Matt Canada was on record saying he didn't know how to use Calvin Austin III. So I'm starting to get around CA3, and possibly he could be, the receiver number 2, or maybe he fills a certain role, and they talk about certain packages that they could do with CA3. So that kind of tripped me out for a minute because he was drafted with Pickens, but missed the first year. Second year, he's only caught 17 balls, and this year, hopefully, he gets about 50 to 60 balls, which will be fantastic. So I do want to bring up, though, the reason for this podcast, right? I do want to bring up, and my hair is just nuts. I do want to bring this up. Not James Debo Harrison, by the way. I should bring it up anytime. You know what? Anytime during the live season, when someone gets out of order, the live chat in the season this year, I'm going to bring up Debo to give him the stare. If they're acting up, I'm going to give Debo to give him the stare and say, you know what? Calm down. Okay. All right. So I saw this. From Teresa Varley. She's a Pittsburgh reporter out there. This is a quote via Calvin Austin in terms of this season. This bloke's only caught 17 passes from Kenny Pickett to Trubisky to Rudolph, right? Had really no real impact last year in 2023. And he's already saying this. This makes me want to run through a wall. So it says here via Teresa Varley, this is from Calvin Austin in one of the OTA interviews. By the way, too, the OTA interviews are fantastic. I should do a whole show on that. Broderick Jones is showing fantastic leadership. I like the fact that we get to hear from Zach Frazier. I like the fact that we get to hear from some of the O-line. We heard from Patrick Queen in different interviews. Russell Wilson is standing up and talking. We heard Jalen Warren too recently. So Steeler Nation out there, Steelers.com, keep up those interviews showing our team. For a bloke that lives so far away, I need all the content that I can get. Even though I said I get overwhelmed, I need all the content I can get so I can keep myself informed, and you guys can be informed not only here on Steel Nation Oz, but informed like all around the internet. That's what we want. We crave more and more and more Steelers football, and this season is starting to become really exciting and really fun. So this was a part of an interview from Teresa Varley in the locker room from Calvin Austin. Says, we're pushing to be great. We're not pushing to have a winning record. No, we're pushing to be world champions. So Super Bowl champions. If you don't have that same mindset. So pretty much saying you need to have the mindset to go and win a championship, right? We're not just here to win one playoff game, to have a winning record, which is great. Having a winning record is fantastic, all right? Do you have a winning record? You have a chance to go to the playoffs. But we're not just here to get a winning record or to win one playoff game. We're here to be Super Bowl champions or world champions. That Calvin Austin is saying. That from a bloke, too, that didn't play much at all last year. And in 2022, God, that's crazy how Pickens has been drafted there. What was that? That was Pickens. Pickens draft, Kenny Pickett, Calvin Austin in there. Like those blokes. It's just so crazy how life goes really, really fast. But yeah, showing that he wants to win a Super Bowl, and that's his mindset, is to be the number one overall, to go and beat out the Bengals, if they make it to the playoffs, which I don't know if they will, to go and beat out the Dolphins, the Bills, to beat out the Chiefs and knock them off. And I think the Steelers have to win the AFC North. You need to win the AFC North to get a home field advantage. And at least when you play the wild card game, whoever comes to us, we need to really step up and beat them. Sure, we're going to have the whole season to see what happens, but the AFC North is key to win that, to have home field advantage, have a higher rank. Being number one would be fantastic, but we all know it's probably going to go to the Chiefs again. They always seem to get number one. I don't think the Ravens will get number one. I think whoever wins 11 games, maybe 12 games, wins the AFC North. So these kind of comments from Calvin Austin make me want to run through a wall. We're pushing to be great. We're not pushing to have a winning record, so I don't want to settle for that. No, we're pushing to be world champions. And another thing I think too, right? If you want to look up, it's really a great pass from Kenny Pickett, and it is a great play from Calvin Austin. Is that 72-yard pass? They're going to use this guy who can run a 4.4. Yes, he's a smaller bloke. Calvin Austin's only a little guy, but he still plays a lot of heart, a lot of physicality. And we get reminded that this bloke here, Russell Wilson, had a media day too. Was getting photos. He's probably 99.99% maybe chance or 99% chance he's going to be the quarterback starting week 1. And Russell Wilson still has it. He still has the arm. He still has the power. Maybe he hasn't got that much mobility as he used to. Like 10 years ago, he won the Super Bowl in Super Bowl 48, right? I'm pretty sure it was 48. He won that. And now he's wearing the Walter Payton emblem on his chest, same that Cameron Hayward would too. So, yeah, Russell Wilson will be throwing the football. It's not Kenny Pickett. It's not Trubisky who stands back there in the pocket. Now, Rudolph was good for our system, but now he's a Titan. So all 3 quarterbacks are gone, and we have Russell Wilson to throw the football towards Calvin Austin. So that's going to be fun to see him throw a 50-yard pass with all his arm strength and his veteran, quarterback leadership that he's been playing in the league, 12 years or 13 years, to see this bloke do something with a good offense. And the Steelers do want to target more in Muth, in tight ends, in Darnell Washington, get the ball to Connor Hayward, get the ball to Warren if it's a check down pass, feed the ball to Pickens, but then also a speedy guy like Calvin Austin who wants to win the Super Bowl, right? Get the ball to him. So there are good things going to happen, I believe, in this year in 2024. Whew. Anyways, guys, let me know in the comments below if you've made this far. Put down all the emojis, all the member stuff, all that kind of stuff. But I am starting to get a bit more excited. I needed that refresher. I needed to start to jump into more Steelers content that was reading articles and reading like the good news media. That is the Alan Saunders, Nick Farabaugh. I do enjoy DK Sports, guys like that. I enjoy guys who actually want to talk football. You know what I mean? Actual football. I'm listening to a podcast now with Mike Brasuda. And let me see what it is. I've got it right here on my phone. Mike Brasuda, Steel City Insider podcast with Jim Wexel and Mike Brasuda was the guest. So football guys like that, those are the blokes that get my head ticking around. How can this offense work? How can this defense work? How will Queen, Queen or other middle linebackers, find themselves roles in this defense and what's going to happen? Had a great conversation with Jason from Mike Drop Sports. These are the kind of things that we've got to get our heads into and our Steelers fandom into, because these are the real media outlets that care and represent Pittsburgh, from the fan base to the guys who are on the field who are reporting the real news and not that fake clickbait crap out there that really gets anyone's attention about Mike Tomlin being fired or this guy, Steelers trading for this guy. You don't want to find that AI crap. Woof. Anyways, I'm done, guys. I appreciate everyone listening to Steelers Nation Australia. I'm just really excited about Calvin Austin's, overall demeanor, overall aspect on trying to get better, how the team's going to play, how the Steelers can be a good side or a great side. And they're not just chasing the winning record, which you need to have a winning record to go to the playoffs. Like that's what you pretty much need, unless you're the 7-9 Seahawks one year when they did that. But you need a winning record to go to the playoffs, have a chance to win a Super Bowl, And that's what Calvin Austin is chasing. He wants his team to be better. Guys are all checking in. I talked about with Jason yesterday from Mike Drop Sports that everyone's checking in. I feel like that the O-line's checking in. I feel like everyone's starting to be a bit more, bit more building that Steelers culture around the locker room. And maybe it's more fun. It's more physical. It's more like, all right, guys, this is going to be our year. Let's get things done. We've got Wilson. We've got different pieces. We've got Pickens here, this receiver. We've got Minka is in a true leadership position. You have TJ Watt in a true leadership position. I'm sure they'll figure out Cameron Hayward's contract and he can be involved. But I feel like this Steelers group is better without the distractions, without the drama. There's no real drama at the moment I see in this team in terms of like personalities clashing one another. You don't see Claypool fighting Minka. You don't see DJ getting upset with someone else. You see players buying in, checking in to what is the Arthur Smith system and also what is Mike Tomlin offering and how Omar Khan is building and constructing the team. You see everything happening for a good black and gold Steeler reason. And there's reasons to be pumped up, excited this year that we're facing one of the hardest schedules and hard teams in a long stretch. But as we go through this, Wilson's going to be throwing 55-yard bombs to Calvin Austin. Hopefully, you know what, my stat prediction, maybe he gets 60 might be too high. Maybe he gets like 47 passes, reception, maybe more. Maybe he gets 5, 7, 6 TDs. But maybe they can use Calvin Austin effectively in the offense and send everyone, going all the way down the field. They check down to Najee. If they don't cover Calvin Austin, then zoom the ball right to Calvin Austin, zoom down the outside, 40 yards. This should be more explosive, this offense, than it was last year with the boring Matt Canada. So this can happen. We can be world champions, and the Steelers, like Calvin Austin is saying, we're not just aiming to be the mindset of, we just want to win, get a winning record. We just want to make the playoffs. No. The mindset is to be Super Bowl champions. And at the end of the day, that's what we should be striving for in anything, really, to be your best. All right, guys, I'll see you later. Here we go.